so please feel free to do so if you choose to talk to me while this director's commentary is going on. And I'm here to talk a little bit about how we came to some of the artistic decisions we made when we were creating our new film of Thor. So first off, the marvel of it all. I was asked to do this back in the summer of 2008, and one of the first things that we had to decide is what's the basic structure. And one of the things that I was keen about was that we should start on Earth. And so here we are in Puente Antigua, Old Bridge, for those of you who know your Spanish, in New Mexico. And the sequence that you're watching now was one of the very first ones that I worked on with our first storyboard artist, brilliantly talented young man called Federico Alessandro. And it was about coming up with a kind of teaser on contemporary Earth that allowed us to do a number of things. First of all, introduce a vast Earth landscape, something that could be, during the course of the picture, epic. I'd worked in New Mexico as an actor, I'd shot there, and I knew it was the land of the big sky, and the sense of immensity in that landscape would be visually very powerful and might work as a very strong mirror for some of the epic landscapes that we would try and convey off Earth, as it were. We also wanted to take this opportunity to introduce the audience to characters, contemporary characters, in this case Jane Foster, played by Natalie Portman, Eric Selvig, played by Stellan Skarsgård, and Kat Dennings, who plays Darcy Lewis here, at the front of the movie, who are engaged in scientific activity out in the desert, watching the skies, and who are introduced to this extraordinary aurora phenomenon. And I will digress in various ways. Let me tell you a little bit about auroras. This kind of look, this kind of image, was the sorts of image that we were finding all over the world during the course of the 2 or 3 years of my involvement with it. So every time somebody saw some amazing thing happening over Moscow or over the desert in Finland, we would pool these kinds of images, and we would talk about it with our visual effects team, and we would work out how closely we could mirror actual phenomena that were found on Earth. And that's where the beginnings of that Earth-like aurora phenomenon meets the demands of the story, which calls for a rainbow bridge, the Bifrost, as the comics have it, which is part of the means by which our characters will travel from world to world. This first shocking moment of a race through the desert and then hitting a man who we don't quite see was always a strong feeling about literally starting the movie with a bang. A big landscape, new characters, contemporary characters, a race, a chase, and then a big question mark.